Are there particular issues where you think that there is more opportunity for compromise in the next 2 years with President Obama?
Well, I'm hopeful that we can
Congress?
get some tax simplification done and tax reform done. With the Republican Congress, I think that we will be moving a tax bill forward. And the president has talked about lowering corporate taxes. I am for that. I want to make sure that we are the most competitive country in the world, and by doing so, lowering our corporate tax rates.
Are there other policy issues that you're looking at where you think, going in, you think that there's opportunity for making a deal with the president?
Well, the Keystone Pipeline, I think that we're going to have the votes in the 114th Congress to pass that and possibly override any veto. I'm hopeful of that. But that's something that I want to make sure that we get passed as well, for not just for an energy policy, but for energy independency, national security, and for the economy, for jobs.
That bill just went down in the Senate. I mean, haven't politics gotten in the way of that bill? And what breaks that sort of deadlock that we've seen?
Well, politics kind of get in the way of every bill, it seems, but there's going to be more Republicans. And there are a lot of Democrats who had been campaigning in the Senate, at least, on passing the Keystone Pipeline. And as you know, in this last election cycle, not a whole lot of people were matching themselves up with the president on the Democrat side, and he came in for very few people.
And what about Obamacare? Is there anything possible to be done on health care in the next 2 years that won't end up again in more gridlock?
I think there's a possibility of repealing the medical device tax, possibly extending it, going from the 30-hour work week back to the 40-hour work week. And maybe right now there's a defunding of the IPAB, the Independent Payment Advisory Board. I think that'll stay in place too.
So maybe tweaking things and not necessarily voting up or down on, again, whether Obamacare is going to be repealed?
Well, I'm assuming that there's going to be an up or down vote on repeal. And I would vote for repeal because I thought it was a bad law and a bad policy. And if that doesn't succeed, there are ways to dismantle this law and make it better.
So you've been pretty clear in the past that you think it would be hard to completely dismantle Obamacare, correct? I mean, given that as long as the president is in office.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, it's going to be very difficult. I mean, I want to see it repealed, but the president is not likely to let his Keystone signature legislation go by the wayside. So where there are opportunities to dismantle it, I'll want to be at the table.